Hola, buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Hi guys, I'm Rachel Andres, your Director of Lifelong Learning. My pronouns are she, her, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church in Fresno, California.
Buenos dias. Mi nombre es Timoteo. My name is Tim. My pronouns are he, him. And welcome to the start of a new church year. We want to say welcome to everybody on our online campus. Please share this live stream with all of your friends. Let's do a little UU evangelism on this hot August morning.
We also want to give a big welcome to everyone on our Alluvial Avenue Church campus. And hello to everyone attending at the time of your choice on Facebook or YouTube.
It's important to know that at this church, you're welcome no matter your race or your culture of origin. We welcome you no matter your primary or secondary language. The language that we speak in public should never be a reason that someone is kidnapped off the street, detained, or deported.
You are welcome no matter your age, gender, spiritual belief, or religious belief.
Your neurodiversity is welcome here. You're welcome no matter your level of formal education or the amount of money that you have. Your disabilities are welcome here.
We welcome you if you are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, non-binary, gender fluid, queer, intersex, or asexual.
You're welcome with or without documentation. No human being is ever labeled illegal at this church. We believe everyone has inherent worthiness and dignity.
We acknowledge that our Alluvial Avenue Church campus sits within the traditional homelands of the Yokuts people, the original and continued caretakers of this land.
If you're on our online campus and you would like to have your joy, sorrow, concern, or gratitude included a little bit later in the service, just text it to us at the number that you're seeing on your screen, 559-239-6543.
Now let's take a moment, and if you're comfortable doing so, to say good morning and buenos dias to one another.
I think you can. We are excited this morning to have two special guests that are dear to us. Our guest speaker this morning is a dear friend of the congregation, Reverend Ana Maria Tenberz Lopez. It's so good to have you. And I am beyond thrilled to welcome back as our special guest musician, Lance Canales. And as Lance makes his way to the microphone, let's allow the sound of the tingsha to carry us to that quiet place within as we open to the sounds of the flute.
Good morning and buenos dias. My name is Emily Kaisinga and I use she, her pronouns, and I serve gratefully as a member of the worship arts team. If you have a candle or chalice with you on our online campus, bring it close as we'll be lighting it soon. So as we re-enter this space after time away this summer, I appreciate being re-grounded in the wisdom of the sources we draw on as Unitarian Universalists. In our living tradition, we find wisdom in our own Unitarian Universalist tradition, history, and values, but we also draw inspiration from other world religions, humanist teachings, the words of prophetic people, and our own direct experience. Today, however, we will be inspired in large part by the spiritual teachings of more earth-centered traditions and indigenous sources of wisdom. In that spirit, I'd like to share a poem that I stumbled upon this summer, which reminds us of the wisdom we can pull from Mother Earth. This is Be Kind to Yourself by Sophie Diner. I hope today you remember that the sky is not humiliated by its vastness, and the mountains remain unashamed of their height. Mother Earth and her oceans are not afraid of their size, and the sun is not concerned if someone has to squint their eyes. It will shine, and it will not apologize for its light. And like the trees teach us that it's okay to lose our leaves as seasons change, then come back to life, I hope that nature teaches us to look at ourselves and be kind. I hope that we don't dim our light or shrink or fold into spaces far too tight. Yes, today, I hope you look at yourself and you are kind. So in that spirit of self-love, please light your chalice or candle at home while Colin, Jillian, Brittany, and Josh, who's the new face of our social justice committee, light the chalice here. Now, please rise as you're willing or able to sing our song of praise, Gather the Spirit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
gather the spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
I invite us to remain standing as we say together the words of our mission. La misión de la Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de Fresno es amar inclusivamente, crecer espiritualmente, servir con gratitud y trabajar por la justicia. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno is to love inclusively, grow spiritually, serve gratefully, and work for justice. Please be seated. So we have a tradition here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno that when we begin the start of a new church year, which is today, we also have our blessing of the backpacks for our kiddos. Now, never fear if you did not bring a backpack. We do have some extras, so hang tight for that. But when we say blessing of the backpacks, I want to acknowledge that for some of us, that word blessing carries some negative baggage. Some of us come from traditions that used religious words that were sometimes used to hurt other people. And one of the things that we're able to do as Unitarian Universalists, we're able to reclaim that spiritual religious language and reframe it in a way that is positive and affirming. And for us, blessing is one of those words. All that a blessing means in the Unitarian Universalist tradition is to take the love that's in your heart, the energy of love that's in your heart, and direct it to someone or something. Now, for some of us, that's symbolic. We're not actually shooting out love energy to them, but it's a symbol of that. For others of us, whoa, that energy is palpable, it's real, and we do believe that we're sending that love energy right into that backpack or into those kiddos. And what's great about Unitarian Universalism, both perspectives as well as your own unique perspective are all welcome here. So in a minute, but not yet, we are gonna bless the backpacks and bless our kids by taking our hand, one of our hands of choice, palm up, and we're gonna just imagine that all the energy of love that's in our heart is flowing out, down our arms, through the hand, and we're sending it with great love to our kiddos. And with that, we have Rachel and we have Emily to actually lead us in the blessing. We will not have any wax in our ears after that.
extras to give to you, so come join us, backpack or not. And if you're joining us from our online campus, like my own kids, one of whom is sick today, hi Abby and Miles, put your backpack on right now too, and we're gonna send our blessing through the magic of the internet. Okay, great. So first we're going to learn the words of our blessing that we'll say together. And so Rachel's going to teach us our response.
Let's see. Are we on? Yep. All right. Our words of blessings are KC Sea, may it be so. So let's say them together.
KC Sea,
may it be so. And one more time.
KC
may it be so.
So if you're joining us from home with a child, we invite you to place a gentle hand on their backpack. Everyone else here in the sanctuary and online is invited to extend a hand toward our children, palms open, sending love, encouragement, and hope for the year ahead.
Let us begin. Spirit of life, Fuente de Amor, as a new school year begins, we gather to celebrate this new adventure. May your backpacks be filled not only with books and supplies, but curiosity, courage, wonder, and joy. May you ask brave questions, discover new ideas, and remember that learning never ends. Together, let us say,
Que así sea, may it be so. May your backpack remind you that wherever you go, you carry this community's love with you. When school feels exciting, may you celebrate. When it feels hard, may you remember that you're never alone. May you know that you are valued exactly as you are and that love travels with you every step of the way. Together, let us say, Que así sea, may it be so.
May you begin each day with an open heart, an open mind, and hands ready to help. May you show kindness to others, stand up for what is right, and welcome those who may feel left out. May you discover not only new things about the world, but new strengths within yourself. Let us say together,
Que así sea, let it be so. May you be safe, may you be joyful, may you be courageous, and may you be free to learn, grow, and fully be yourselves. Together, let us say, Que así sea, may it be so.
And today we are also offering a blessing for all of our children to learn and grow. We bless the teachers, who help our children learn and grow. We bless the teachers, administrators, counselors, aides, librarians, custodians, bus drivers, office staff, cafeteria workers, coaches, and every adult who helps create places of learning. May they have patience when the days are long and wisdom when challenges arise, compassion for every child they encounter, and moments of joy that remind them why their work matters. May they know they are appreciated, supported, and surrounded by love as they care for the next generation. Let us say,
Que así sea, may it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
all right, now let's sing our kids out to their spiritual exploration.
And so as our room quiets a bit, I invite us to together take in a breath and imagine that we're breathing in some much needed peace and we're breathing out love. And again together, We imagine we're breathing in peace into every cell of our body, and we breathe out love. One last time together, we breathe in peace. We breathe out love. As we continue breathing together on this summer morning in August, imagine that your breath could carry you back over the last week, sort of a flashcard representation of the last 7 days, the gift of being alive. In the last week, was there a moment when you intentionally connected with nature? In the last week, was there a moment when you offered kindness, or kindness was offered to you? Each week we grow still. Some of us get a little centered, and we create space to just be present together, to honor those parts of ourselves that feel broken or jagged, and perhaps to reclaim that inner light that we believe each one of us has. We may call that inner light by different names or understandings, but that light is bright within each of us. We also create space to honor our joys, our sorrows, our concerns, and our gratitudes. Some of us texted what's in your heart. Others of us write it down on a card and leave it at the small table at the entranceway to the sanctuary. Our first gratitude actually was left in the sanctuary on July 2nd. So we're happy now for Danielle Kerber. They are feeling gratitude for the church in sorrow of a loss of my friend. Joyful we have a place to remember our beloved one. And Laura is feeling a sorrow. My friend Diane passed into the mysteries of death in July after a long battle with cancer. So we hold Diane and their family and friends in our thoughts, in our prayers. We also remember our beloveds, those unable to be with us because of challenges to health. We remember Dawn F., Robin C., Barbara C., Paula F., Dominic P., Myrna S., Glenda R., Pat M. And as we always do, we extend our heart beyond the walls of this congregation to all the places that do not know peace, or places in the world where health crisis or famine or political instability threaten our well-being, the well-being of others. It's been 4 weeks since we gathered in the sanctuary, and so in July there were 2 names that were not lifted up that we would like to lift up and grieve and recognize. In July, ICE again murdered 2 innocent people during traffic stops, a horrific pattern. July 13th, ICE fatally shot 25-year-old Joan Sebastian Guerrero in Biddeford, Maine. He was in the country legally with a work permit, father of a 3-year-old daughter, said to be hardworking and a good neighbor. And a week earlier, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo in Houston, Texas, a 52-year-old father of 3, 35 years in the United States working construction, and he was shot and left handcuffed and bleeding on the street for some time. Passerbyers heard his cries of pain. We also acknowledge that in July and now extending into August, there has been a significant uptick in deportations, especially activity at airports, including folks who are here legally being detained. We also want to remember all those fighting wildfires in the US. This weekend, we remember those in Spokane, those fighting wildfires in Canada, Spain, France, and other parts of the world. These raging fires, another sign of climate change. And we do have to also acknowledge and grieve that the week that just ended was a cruel week for 300,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrians who are here in the US with temporary protected status, TPS, who now face deportation, and a lower court has cleared the way for the same for those from Ethiopia and South Sudan who have temporary protected status. And we remember these are lives, these are families, these are neighbors, these are families, these are loved ones, these are human beings. And so, knowing all that has been spoken and everything we're holding in our hearts, also for all those who on this day have no one to speak their name with gentleness or love, we light our candle of community. By our remembering, may we and they be blessed. And as a custom, we light a second candle, our candle of compassion, resistance, and hope, acknowledging so much that is under attack by our federal government. In the light of our candles, we have words of blessing. How could anyone? As we sing these words, the first time, say these words for yourself. Imagine you're looking in a mirror and you're telling yourself, how could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? The second time, somebody who you know, who on this day needs support, energy, love, prayers. And then the third time, let's sing it for our beautiful and broken, holistic whole of planet Earth, Mother Earth. And so first time self, then someone else, and then for the whole of us all. How could anyone?
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to to my soul.
Of reflection or prayer as we listen to these words from Joy Berry. Great circle, creatrix and matrix, loom on which we are woven, a gathered people tied tightly and shaped by our human connection into something more beautiful, more vibrant, more complete, where even our raggedy edges are bound together with hope. The warp of our grief and sorrowful anger, our shared and sacred wounds are held together by the weft of grace and faith. In what we are creating and what we are becoming, and so it is that we are stitched together in the only wholeness we may ever know. We come together here to remember how we are called, to put our hands and our hearts to sacred work that we did not begin and we will not complete, to share in the making and remaking of a story we weave together, one big enough to hold us all, to connecting, reconnecting, to living on the loom, to belonging and becoming this most human and most holy work.
Sarah, you have selected a chant for us that we've never done before. So you want to sort of tell us how we will?
Yes, this is a new one. So Michael's going to sing it through once for us, and then he'll invite you to join the second time, and then we're going to do it in a round. So this side is going to follow Michael, and this side is going to follow me, and Michael will gesture when it's your time to start in the round. All right.
And let's rise in body or spirit.
One, two, three, four.
Evening breeze, spirit song, sings to me when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me with the heartbeat of the sea. All right, now let's sing along. Just sing. Now, evening breeze, spirit song, sings to me when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me with the heartbeat of the sea. All right, we'll start with this one. Kevin on sings to me. Evening breeze, spirit song, sing to me, day is done. Mother Earth awakens me with the heartbeat of the evening breeze, spirit song, sing to me when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me with the heartbeat of the sea. Evening breeze, spirit song, sing to me when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me with the heartbeat of the sea. With the heartbeat of the sea.
Please be seated. We welcome a true friend of this congregation and one of Fresno's most beloved and powerful spiritual teachers, someone I am blessed to call friend. The Reverend Ana Maria Tenbears Lopez is an ordained minister of New Thought Community. She is a shamanic teacher of the Pachacuti Mesa cross-cultural shamanic arts for personal and planetary renewal, and has an active hospice and palliative care ministry. Reverend Ana Maria has been walking the path of shamanic healing for over 30 years, with her close hands-on teachings from Don Oscar Miro Quesada, a Peruvian maestro of the Pachacuti Mesa tradition. This lineage has elevated her compassion and her understanding of how to best assist all care providers, patients, and their families. In her practice, Reverend Ana utilizes native prayers, drumming, crystal bowl sound therapy, and hands-on healing prayers of compassionate comfort. Reverend Ana Marie Tenbears Lopez contributes to her spiritual community by conducting workshops that explore transcendental philosophies and other foundational universal principles. Reverend Ana embodies the perspective of indigenous cosmology and modern spirituality as a representative of women of color, immigrant, indigenous,
populations and the LGBTQ community. In fact, Reverend Anna was the recipient of this year's City of Fresno's Harvey Milk Award for the work that she does. These ancient traditional teachings have been handed down orally from generation to generation, and Reverend Anna is honored to carry on these traditions from the ancestors. Please give a warm welcome, Reverend Anna.
Oh, thank you, my beloved brother. I appreciate you and your community for opening your doors and opening your heart to me. To my brother Lance, thank you, brother, for bringing the sacredness of who you are and how it unfolds for all of us. Thank you. I want to say thank you, of course, to the sound and the video and everybody that creates this sacred day for us together, including all of you. I appreciate that I have people that show up. Today's sharing is called The Weaving of the Threads. So while I was in Peru, I was honored to witness the Peruvian women weaving their mantas and their shawls. There was one grandmother, Francisco. She was demonstrating how she has learned to weave from her mother, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, generations and generations. So as she is demonstrating the weaving to us, she is sitting right in front of us. We are in a courtyard. There's a tree in the middle of the courtyard. She ties her loom off to the tree and sits right in front of it, right in front of the tree, and proceeds to weave. She doesn't need a whole lot of contraptions. She uses exactly what is available for her. As she's weaving, I'm paying attention to her hands. I'm mesmerized by the strength of her hands and how fast they're moving, right? So she's been learning this since she's been a young girl. What I noticed was how beautiful and strong her hands were, and they didn't look any arthritis. I noticed in my family, we've been working really hard as immigrants in the fields, and most of our hands have arthritis, but I noticed that hers did not. So it dawned on me that Grandmother Francisco was weaving prayers. She was weaving stories into the threads. For example, right here, she was weaving the Lama's story of service. And for the Grandmother Francisco and the people of Peru, the Lama is the symbol of releasing our burdens. To make this so let me say that again. I'm trying to fix this, sorry. So the animal ally of the Lama brings us the medicine of releasing our burdens. The Yama comes up, says, give me your burdens, place them upon our backs. And there are certain songs and prayers that do this. For what the Yama then shows us is how to transmute our burdens into wisdom. So that is her prayer that she is weaving with a state of gratitude. She has this smile. It's not a chore for her to do this. She's given gratitude that she has learned these prayers, but she's also giving gratitude for the wool, the animal, and the animal ally that is showing up for this prayer. She's also given the gratitude for those of us like myself that will show up to purchase, to support her family, and that we will take this medicine out into the world, just as I've brought it here for you. This ancient medicine lives on through her hands, and is carried by myself. So whenever anybody asks me about it, I can tell the story of her prayers. So when she was weaving, and I had just purchased this from her, I asked myself, do I have the right to wear this? How can I carry her medicine and her prayers in a good way? This weaving is the weaving story of the cosmos according to the Peruvian people. Each small dot represents a space and a time. How can I honor her and the amount of months that it takes to weave this beautiful ancestral medicine? By doing what I'm doing today, sharing her story, sharing her medicine, and recognizing what this community weaves together. Grandmother Francisco shared with us that they never weave alone. They always gather. There's one in a small circle, there's one spinning wool, there's one dyeing the wool, and there are others weaving. They don't go home to do this. They come together to do this, to weave. They believe that most things should be done in community. Their ancient wisdom is carried together by a very sacred knowing, and it's called Aini. That today will be for you, and tomorrow might be for me. Or today is for me, and tomorrow is for you. This sacred way of life, Aini, is the ancient wisdom in which I come today to share with you the story. That we can't carry it by ourselves, that we're not meant to. That we gather and weave each thread is so important. That we can't carry the full load of the world alone. Do you know that there are stories that there are the cosmic elephants that hold the world up so that we don't have to as humans? We have these ancient stories that are willing to always share the wisdom if we're available to listen. They say that we are stronger and a more beautiful human tapestry when our lives are woven together in community. I absolutely believe that we weave our lives with the threads of our stories. So I would like to bring a story and share it with you today that has great meaning for me. It's the Sky Woman. This story comes from the northeastern states, Haudenosaunee people, and it was told to me by Chief Beverly Cook. I'm going to read it because I don't want to miss one word. Take a breath with me now. Feel the story. Listen with something other than just your ears. I invite you. Sky Woman fell from the sky. She fell to the world through a hole in the upper world. And for a long time, all she could hear was a far-off sound of a pumpkin rattle. A distant heartbeat in the vastness. She hurtled through the blackness. She felt the cold air rushing past her cheeks and around her body. She fell for what seemed an eternity, wanting only for the baby nestled deep in her body to survive. She squeezed her eyes shut and clenched her hands even tighter, not noticing the clumps of dirt and seeds she had been holding. She murmured softly to herself to keep breathing long, slow breaths. She slowly opened her eyes and thought she saw movement far below her, but she couldn't be sure. Beneath her was a vast world covered with rippling water. The movement she could barely see were creatures swimming back and forth frantically, for they had noticed her falling from the sky and were trying to decide what to do. Suddenly, she noticed there were water birds flying intently towards her. Their wings were beating with a steady rhythm, and their eyes locked with hers. And as they drew closer and closer, she saw that they were extending their wings and flying as close together as they could manage in order to cradle her and slow her fall. Once she was safely settled in their wings, the birds turned as one, and with their passenger began gliding downward towards the water. The creatures below observed Sky Woman. She was approaching quickly and understood that she would need something sturdy to hold her above the water. The great sea turtle immediately offered to hold her afloat. It was decided that they would each take a turn diving below the water's surface, attempting to reach the bottom where the old stories told of a soft substance that they could use as padding. Each creature took a turn, diving downward, hoping to go deep enough to retrieve the soft substance that covered the ocean floor. The otter and the beaver each tried without success. So the muskrat took his turn. The other creatures watched as a few bubbles broke from the surface and then stopped. They wondered about the muskrat that had dove deep. The muskrat was gone for a long time, too long. The water was still and quiet until the body broke the surface and floated toward them. Even though they could see he had drowned, they rolled him over and discovered clumps of mud in his little paws and even his mouth. The other creatures gently removed the mud and placed it in a little pile on the turtle's back. as Sky Woman neared the surface of the water and saw the great turtle. The great turtle was waiting for her. She began to feel a lump form in her throat and a burning in her eyes as the reality of her situation penetrated her consciousness. She was alone and far from the only family she had ever known. When the birds landed, she was reluctant at first to leave the safety and comfort of their wings. She looked deeply into their eyes and saw that they had brought her as far as they could. She carefully stepped out onto the turtle's back. Silent gestures of gratitude were expressed and received as the birds took their flight. She turned around slowly, seeing only water in all directions. She watched the birds fly away until they no longer could be seen. Glancing at her feet upon the turtle's back, she spotted that little mound of mud, and instinctively she stepped upon it. She began to shuffle her feet in order to spread the mud across the hard shell, calling on all the knowledge she gained in her short life. She began to glide to the right, glide to the left, circling upon the shell, singing the songs that came from another place. She sang about a beautiful garden, life, and growth. She was comforted by the sound of her own voice and the melody that carried the familiar words of her mother. When she used to sing the same songs, her hands finally relaxed, releasing the clumps of soil and the seeds within her hands that she unknowingly brought from where she came. The soil and the mud mixed together under her shuffling feet, and suddenly she could feel the turtle shell expand larger and larger and larger, along with the soil that she danced upon. Greenery and plants were formed and provided a place for comfort, enough for Sky Woman to prepare for the birth of her baby girl, with the birds singing a welcoming song. So the story continues to be woven. I thank you, Chief Beverly Cook, for that story, and bringing to myself and our community the many threads that need to come together, and how these threads experience many surprises, hopes, losses, and joys. So where in this story did you relate to the most? Was it the water birds with their sacred attributes, that they represent a time of change and letting go of resistance? For the sacred water is healing and flying with community as freedom? Or was it the turtle's attributes, the keeper of wisdom, of patience, the sacred grounding and stability that the turtles bring? That holder of sacred wisdom. There's another story that I will not tell today, but how the turtle held the Earth Mother on her back until the Earth Mother was strong enough to hold her own. Or maybe it was with the otter, with the sacred attributes of the keeper of joyfulness, the keeper of friendship, and the keeper of playfulness. Or the beaver with its attributes of the sacred builders of creation, knowing you have a purpose in creating, the resourcefulness that is known deep within you, and that you create for community. Or is it the small muskrat with the attributes of humility, the courage to go into the depths, to see what treasure lies beneath the surface of your heart? The muskrat gives you the ability to allow what needs to die within us so growth can happen. As we shuffle our feet, we spread the mud, and we plant our seeds thread by thread. These animal allies share all of these amazing qualities in this beautiful story of Sky Woman, inviting us to remember ourselves. Just as Grandmother Francisco's hands weave the prayers of remembering, we can choose how we weave. Some threads might be bright, some threads might be dark, some are worn and frayed, and some are newly discovered. We are a beautiful tapestry that does not require every thread to be identical. Its beauty comes from the way the different threads meet. Our community becomes richer in this awareness that we are not self-made, we are community-made. This story represents just that each one of us is as important. Sometimes we believe we're not this or we're not that. But it's important to face toward what is. To remember this gift of you and your thread, whether it is worn or frayed. So who has added to your tapestry? Were they grandparents, parents, a teacher, a friend, a mentor, someone who challenged us? And yes, they add to our threads. Someone who forgave us, or someone we have forgiven, or someone we may have never met, but whose work has changed the world. We are woven together with the seen and the unseen. We notice how we have all fallen into this place today. I say it, we have fallen together. That our threads are in this moment humming and vibrating because we have shown up. All we had to do was get in a car or have somebody drive us and have a seat. We are not merely people living beside one another. We are people creating one another's world. And in closing, should you ever fall, may a host of water birds rise to meet you and soften your fall. And may all creatures come forward to support your weaving of threads. And so, may we weave together every day. Aho matakiyo yasin. Blessings to you and all your relations. Thank you for inviting me. Have a blessed day.
supposed to be up here? Okay. Too bad. I'm up here now.
Thank you, Lance, for sharing your gifts with us today. Our call for offering words this morning are adapted from those by Reverend Alice Anacheka Naisman. Let us take a moment to honor the ancestors and elders of this church, the people who first came together to create a home for a progressive liberal religion here in Fresno, who worked to raise money for a building, who sat in committee meetings and created bylaws, who chopped and marinated and baked for potlucks, who painted and weeded and pounded nails and washed countless dishes, who gathered to worship, to learn, to grieve, to heal, to serve, to build justice, to transform their lives and this world. We are the recipients of an incredible gift and a beautiful vision. Now it is our part to keep this congregation strong, vital, and thriving for generations to come. In that spirit, let's join in our words of offering. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? Si no somos nosotros, entonces ¿quién? Si no corazones abiertos, entonces ¿qué? Si no es ahora, entonces ¿cuándo? Si no es aquí, entonces ¿dónde? Si no damos generosamente, entonces ¿cómo? Si no somos nosotros, entonces ¿quién? If this is your first or second time with us, please let the basket pass you by. Your being here today is your gift to us. May this church continue to be worthy of the many forms of your gifts. Well, thank you for being with us today as we begin our new church year. I hope your spirit was refreshed being back in this space. As we prepare to end our service and enter into our afternoon, please join us in our chalice extinguishing words. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts. Now Tim has some reminders.
Thank you, Emily, and thanks. Great working with you again here as our worship associate. Before we introduce the Cecily, I want to take a moment. Lance Canales, thank you again for the gift of your music. Thank you. And our guest speaker, Reverend Anna. So Cecily is our coordinator of community life. If you are new or newish and you want to get connected so you feel like you're being woven into the tapestry of this congregation, a master weaver awaits in Cecily, who has the most awesome glasses today, I have to say. So look for Cecily either before service, after service, and during the week you can contact her phone or email. Because it's slightly chilly outside, we will be having coffee hour inside today. And so that means we're going to need some help moving a few more tables in, as well as moving some of these chairs around. So if your body permits and your spirit would like to, we'd love to have a little bit of help with that. And also, if moving tables isn't your thing, but you love to wash a dish, we also are looking for one person to help about halfway through coffee hour in the kitchen to help clean some dishes, because we're down a few people there. So you have to just, help dry the dishes. You don't even have to clean them. Somebody else will do that. Because it is so chilly outside, we thought, and we did this yesterday, that today until 7 p.m. the sanctuary is open as a cooling center. So if you would like free air conditioning for the rest of the afternoon, you're welcome to stay here. I know PG&E, the costs are just skyrocketing, and so this is a chance if you'd like to stay through however late you want to stay, and we'll close the building up at 7. If nobody's here at 4, we'll shut down then, but we're prepared to keep it open till 7 if you would like the air conditioning, or if you know someone else who isn't turning on air conditioning because it costs too much, let them know they can come here and do whatever they want in the nice air. Next Sunday, I'm so excited, is our annual water communion. This is one of our beloved rituals of ingathering. So next week, you want to bring a little bit of water with you in a cup or a jar. It can be from your bathtub, your backyard. If you were at a swimming pool this summer, some of us got perhaps to the coast. Bring a little bit of water. If you forget, we always have water for you anyways. So our water communion, and if that isn't exciting enough, next Sunday after church will be our salad potluck. So bring a favorite salad next week, and we will feast together. Our wonderful UU art space is about to be changed. So on the 16th, a new space, new paintings and different photographs will be here. So if you would like to have a photograph, a painting, a drawing, anything at all that can be hung on a wall, we would love to have you have that. We have it from absolute amateur to absolute professional and everybody in between. So please contribute. This is another way to weave together the tapestry of this community. Last but not least, we want to take a moment to welcome folks who are here for the first, second, or third time. We do this because we're genuinely pleased that on a chilly morning like today, that you chose to be with us. So if this is your first, second, or third time and you're feeling brave enough, could you rise for just a moment so we can welcome you? We won't leave you standing alone for long. Anybody? Welcome, oh, welcome, 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 welcome. I invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them. If you came with somebody and comfortable, please join hands. If not, hands over your precious heart. These are my favorite closing words, and I went 4 weeks without using them, so I am ready. Go now in peace. May you leave this place knowing you are good and knowing you are loved. Take your love and your light, share it with the world. Stay safe until we meet again. And may the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and that pure light that is within you guide your way on. Blessed be. Amen. Let's sing.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have safe passage, safe passage. May we have safe passage on our way. Safe passage on your way, wanderers. Safe passage on your way, searcher. Safe passage on your way, sweet pilgrim. Safe passage on our way. And we have safe passage. Safe passage. And we have safe passage. Safe passage on our way.
Shalom and assalamu alaikum.